Fairy tales are just the beginning. The masked man is on the loose in the land of stories, and it is up to Alex and Connor Bailey to stop him. Except Alex has been thrown off the Fairy Council, and no one will believe they're in danger. With only the help of a ragtag group of Goldilocks, Jack, Red Riding Hood, Mother Goose, and her gander Lester, the Bailey twins discover the masked man's secret scheme. He possesses a powerful magic potion that turns every book it touches into a portal. He is recruiting an army of literature's greatest villains. So begins the race through the magical land of Oz, the fantastical world of Neverland, the madness of Wonderland, and beyond. Can Alex and Connor catch up to the masked man, or will they be one step behind until it's too late? Fairy tales and classic stories collide in the fourth adventure of the best-selling Land of Stories series as the twin travel beyond the kingdoms. Land of Stories Beyond the Kingdoms. Written and narrated by Chris Colfer. So, here we are. Episode 4. Let's jump right in. So I'm going to start this one with the cover. Once again, I love the cover. Big shocker, right? I mean, I'm going to tell you, I think I love every single one of these covers. Once again, Chris Colfer, being an actor, does a really great job at narrating his own books. Moving on to the title. Now, this is probably my fault, but I actually did go in after book 2. I basically went in blind, and I went in fast. What I mean by that is I knew the title, I saw it, I didn't read the back, I didn't read any descriptions when I ordered them. I just ordered the entire series. With that said, I did read the title and look at the cover, and I guess I kind of had something else built up in my mind. Beyond the Kingdoms, I thought we were going to explore further out into this fictional world, beyond the country or land where all the stories have taken place so far. I thought maybe Oz was going to be across the sea. Neverland was going to be its own island somewhere on the sea. The title, Beyond the Kingdoms. Did it deliver? Yes and no. But I'll get into that when I go into stories. Characters. The characters were great. The new added characters were also great. I loved all the additions of the new characters. They were very faithful to most of their, counterparts from literature. Some of them were a little different, but, that's to be expected. There were some characters we really didn't get to see a lot of. Moving on to the story now. So, to start with, I did enjoy the story. However, like I said with the, title, I thought this was going to be more expanding into the outside of the kingdom. I thought we were going to go around to new places. Sadly, that's not exactly what happened. What did happen kind of left me with a thought that there's going to be sort of a problem. And I'm going to get into that once I get, done with the series. I think if this problem doesn't get an answer before the end, I think I'll address it then in the final video. But I think there might be one. So basically, it picks up right where the previous book basically leaves off. Like, very little time passes from one to the other. And Alex, spoiler, by the way, if you haven't read this book, stop here. Because I don't want to spoil this and ruin something that, gets revealed pretty early in the book. But she's super convinced that the masked man is her father. She's trying to convince everyone, losing control of her powers. And it turns out that the masked man is actually her uncle. Now, in the book, they say that the uncle is the younger brother, but I don't understand why they didn't just make him a twin, because usually being a twin is a genetics thing. If you're a twin and you have a child, you're more likely to have twins than someone who's not a twin. So, at least that's what I was told. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know for 100%. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that maybe, do have twins without being a twin themselves, or maybe twins running in their family and they just weren't. I wasn't sure why they didn't just make him a twin. There were a few characters I would have liked to seen a little more of. They did a pretty good job recruiting new characters. I was a little disappointed we didn't get a character from Wonderland. That would have been interesting to see. And moving on to the extras, I was a little upset we didn't get really to see Tinkerbell. I mean, I guess, the only reason I bring that up is because of the fact she is on the cover in a couple spots. We also, like I said, we didn't get a character from Wonderland, which is one of the places they go to. I'm not really sure how these rules work, because the ending kind of, the rules get explained early on with how this potion works, how traveling to another book works. But then later on in the story, it's like those rules aren't kept up. Like, they don't keep following those rules. Because one of the rules is that you have to get out of the book before the story ends. But if you interrupt the story, does that mean the story is not ever going to end? There's one situation where a character is falling in love with another character from one of these books, and that character doesn't want to leave, but is kind of forced to. And it's like, okay, well, why not just bring him with you? Why not just bring this character with you? In fact, why not bring both of these characters? Because, I mean, it doesn't seem to have any long-term consequences. And it's from one book. It's not like, taking these characters out of the one book erases them from all copies of that book. So, I guess that part of it was a little bit of an issue. And that's a little bit of the problem that I started to see. So, moving in to my final verdict. I'm going to give Land of Stories, Beyond the Kingdoms an 8 out of 10. Like I said, the cover was good. The story was good. Could have gone a different way, but also we went from having longer books to a shorter book. All the others, the previous two, were longer than this one. In fact, after this, they all became shorter. They're about as short as the first book. And this, again, to me, seems like they should be getting longer the more they go. The title was okay. It wasn't, it was a little misleading. If all you know is the title and, you're looking forward, you're thinking, oh, this is where we're going to go. We're going to expand. But really, they didn't. There was a lot of extra little good stuff, including some background characters that were very minor to the story. Bree, Emmerich. I love how they were fleshed out a little bit more. But we didn't get a lot of time with them, as we do with the main characters, obviously. All in all, like I said, this is an 8 out of 10. It does kind of leave off with a cliffhanger, so be prepared for that. So I want to thank you for watching. If you could, I hope today I earned your subscription. Please make sure to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified the second a new video goes up. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.